pretty competitive for that first half, and then maybe the end of that second quarter. Did it feel like the 7-0 run the Lakers went on there and kind of spilled into the third a little bit, and the game just got away from you?
I would say, unfortunately, I do think there was a little bit of a hangover from the end of that second quarter, giving up that offensive rebound off the free throw and allowing them to just get a little bit of momentum. And I thought we came out in the third quarter just still, with a little bit of again, I think just hangover might be the best word, where we started a little bit slow. But I do think we got to realize when moments like that happen, how do we just continue to lean into our identity a little bit more, continue to get more competitive defensively, more together on both ends of the court. And I love the way that we finished that game, like committing to trying to get the ball out of Doncic's hands, scrambling, creating some turnovers, trying to get other guys to make some plays. And then for the most part, when we're playing with the pass, man, like, at one point during halftime, I think we were shooting like 80% on assisted field goals. And when we get a little bit, the ball gets sticking, that's when we don't get as great of shot quality. And I think we also put ourselves in position to have 23 turnovers.
A couple lineup questions. Looks like from what I can tell, that's the first time Musa has played over Ryan significantly more in terms of minutes. What went into that decision for the night?
Yeah, I thought that, in our center field coverage, when Ryan was out there, their guards just were a little bit too comfortable. They were running some boom actions, with the stacked middle pick and roll, creating a little bit of confusion there with Ryan in center field. And like I said, just in some of their after actions, you felt like their ball handlers in center field are like keeping you on their back, like hostage dribble and cutting it back and just being a little bit too loose and casual. So having Moose out there allowed us to be a little bit more in a switching lineup and kind of keep the ball in front of them and have to give them a different look. And then we try to hit, I think, a couple times out of the red, and it just helps having, I think, Moose out there for the scramble purposes around the rim too.
Also, Liam McNeely out there in closing time for quite some time. I know you talked about his spirit before the game. What went into the decision to keep him out there for winning time?
I liked his energy, and a lot of times I try to tell the young guys it's not about scoring for me. So, like, if you miss a shot, make a shot. I'm more concerned with where's your competitive spirit. And I think that defensively, he was trying to do the right things, his physical steers. And, he picked up one early when I think he was trying to be physical on an off-ball screen. And like, stuff happens at that point. But I loved his intentionality to try to bring a little bit more of a physical force to the game. Offensively, I thought that he was way more assertive and decisive and driving the ball with some force and ready to make the right rim reads and stuff. So I just really liked the pop and energy that he gave us. And I thought that he had a good way about him on both ends of the court.
Talk about Con Knupp a little bit. 1 assist shy of a triple-double tonight. His ability to kind of find his spots and also rebound as a wing.
Yeah, Con just continues to be Con, and he's growing every day. The matchups that he's getting to have defensively, the different coverages, he's able to expand his game on that end. And then offensively, he wants to mix it up in every possible facet and impact the game in every way he can. And that's rebounding, that's making the right plays for his teammates and for himself. And so proud of the contribution that he gave today. And when he plays like that, I think that he kind of helps himself and he helps our team as well.
With Colin, with LaMelo out, what are you seeing from him running point guard for you guys and being a playmaker out there?
Yeah, it was good for Colin to get back out there today. Love having his energy, his ability to get to the free throw line. I think he gets fouled, helps us sometime with our pace. And unfortunately, I think he picked up a couple fouls. I liked how some of the other lineups were going, but it was great to have him back out there, and I look forward to having him again for continued stretches because I do think when he's out there at the point guard, he brings another ball handling force. He brings a great energy defensively to kind of help us set a tone with intensity and physicality.
You guys tried multiple attempts at shutting down Luka. I think you had Musa on him, you had James, you had Miles on him. How close were you, do you think, to figuring out the formula, or was that just a futile effort?
No, I think that a player, especially an offensive player, with his skill set, you have to throw different looks and different bodies bring a different look a lot of times and different coverages. And it's interesting to watch him out there sometimes try to manipulate offenses. And I think it's just a necessary part of the game, not only with Doncic, but also with some of these great offensive teams. People can just get in a rhythm really easily, and you have to find different ways to kind of be versatile and have a lot of tools in your toolbox.
Talk about switching your defensive coverages throughout the game. You had Sion on him. Sometimes you don't send the double when you have Sion on him, or you don't send it with Miles. What's different about those guys as defenders where you feel like you don't need to maybe put 2 on the ball when they're on the court?
Yeah, they're physical attributes. I think that their ability to understand tendencies and kind of force some tough contested jumpers at times. I think there was also a mindset sometimes like what is the spacing behind it or around it. If you think that you can get to some type of post double, then it's going to help your scramble situation of where all the bodies are. Then maybe you go to it. Also just a flow and a feel. If he's kind of shredded it a couple times or we committed a foul, like maybe you try to throw a little bit of a false look at it too. So a little bit of feel, a little bit of spacing, and a little bit of like what you said, who's the defender on him, and can that guy do a good enough job forcing him into a tough contested jumper.
In the 3 games before this, KJ Simpson's averaged about 13 minutes a game. Tonight he played 20 minutes. Despite the fact that he's on a two-way, how confident are you in him to come in and be productive?
Oh, extremely confident in KJ. He's been here now going into season number 2, and I think that when we drafted him, we were confident in his abilities to grow and help us build this thing. And he obviously had a phenomenal summer and helped us win a summer league championship. And so the more reps that he can get, that our rookies can get in these like tight games versus some good teams, I think it just helps build your character, helps build a familiarity with what it takes to win and how hard it is to win in this league. But I have great confidence in KJ, and I'm glad that he's actually getting an opportunity right now to play in some of these meaningful games.
Charles, this draft class was brought in partially because you like their competitiveness, their winning spirit. How have you seen these guys kind of navigate a tough stretch in which they've been relied upon, and how is that helping you set the culture that you want here?
Yeah, I think that what helps is they come in every day with a mindset to get better, and that's what we knew we were getting, like high character individuals that are focused on daily improvement. And they take some of these losses, obviously tough. They haven't lost as many games as they have so far here in this early season. But I think what's great is they obviously see them as losses and they're upset, but they're also like, these are learning experiences. And now I have a better feel for what I need to do defensively and how I show my hands versus Doncic or Reeves or whoever we played last game, Maxey or whatever it may be. They're learning on that end, and I think offensively they're just learning the importance of how fast you have to play, how physical you have to be. You get it going a little bit, and now you're on the scouting report, and so guys are a little bit more keyed in on your tendencies, and they're going to top lock you in the corner, and how do you get open versus that. So I think that it helps just their overall growth. To be in some of these experiences, and they approach it with the right mindset. They don't get too down on themselves after losses. They don't get too high after wins. It's part of the journey, and they embrace every part of it, I think, optimistically and enthusiastically.